Hello, everybody. Market conditions seemed ripe for a buy of at least a few ticks. So, although this area had been tested a number of times before, I thought that I could still take it for one tick, which I did. So that's an opening tick that we got, and you can even see. Look at the price action right now. Because there's still a potential for a lot of buying given the overall move up and that it's Cyber Monday and there are a number of reasons to be long for the day. So we had this overall move up right at the open, bam, and then we have a little pullback over here. I actually came to the trading terminal today around about here. My phone broke. The screen doesn't even turn on, and you can pretty much get a free phone after the trade-ins, and so compared to how much I was paying for my plan and everything. So I availed myself to the one of the amazing deals that are going on today. So I'm just waiting for my phone to come. But while I'm doing that, I had some credit card bills and things to pay. So I was setting that up before I got to my trading terminal, and see, look what happened. So this is what I'm talking about. So anyway, that's why I was a little bit late, but also I was a bit nervous to trade the beginning of the day because after a long holiday, who knows what volatility might happen at the very beginning of the day and even through the whole day, which is something we always have to watch out for. But more on that later. So look at just what happened. You see the market's like it was trying to go down, but there's still such a reason for the market to go up. Because despite this overall move up, a lot of the stocks today are ticking down, at least at the beginning. And if the stocks are ticking down, that means that it's high time for them to go up. That's actually how it works. It's a contrarian indication of a relatively short-term move. So, that having been said, there was a reason for the market to move up. We didn't know how long this move down would be. It would have been within our normal stop loss, but I probably would have cut it out earlier because I didn't want to take a chance of who knows what. So, but anyway, that didn't happen, and we were able to get our tick. So that's why I went for one tick today. Now we've already been in this area for a while, so I don't know if it is such a grand idea to trade unless maybe we see things going on that are great in the market, but we will keep our eyes open looking for the next trade. Okay, so not making any excuses, I got in this trade over here. I thought that there was a chance that I could also go for another tick, and I hope we don't get stopped out, but that hopefully, we might be able to make back. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can get that
target filled.
Okay, great. See the emotion. I feel so guilty that I have this emotion because traders are hard people, and we're not supposed to have emotion. But okay, and a bit of indication. So yeah, I thought that once. So I got in over here on this tick over here, and then it went up here. I'll tell you this is okay. So looking back, you can always see what the problem is. But what happened was, I got in over here, and I should have waited for the price to make like a stronger move up before I got into the pullback. That's something that I like to do, but I got in a little bit before then, so the price pulled back to over here, and I didn't panic. I hope luckily we were strong enough not to panic, and then the market conditions seemed right for a bump up over here, which actually is what happened. The price pulled back over here to take care of these orders, to take care of the price action that needed to be over here. And then if we would have stayed in, we could have gotten a couple ticks, but at least we got out early and we made our tick. So I'm I'm proud of myself for quote unquote pulling the trigger on the recording button to make sure that we don't lose. We record all of our trades, whether they're positive or negative. And I was going to have the button recording whether it hit the stop or not, and at least we were able to hold the trade long enough to make a tick. Okay. Although this might seem like a bit of a warped strategy, a bit of an unbalanced strategy to have such a big drawdown for one tick, but hopefully we will speak about that maybe actually now's a good time to speak about it. So one of the main things that a day trader can do is, the shorter one's stop is, the less likely that it's not going to be hit. In other words, if one has a very tight stop, there's a higher likelihood that his stop is going to be hit before his trade has a chance to develop. But obviously, if somebody has a longer or a bigger stop, then what could happen is that he's going to end up losing a lot of money. So because then he's going to have a bigger target, but because he has a bigger target, so that has a smaller chance of being hit. So some of the traders I have seen have said that no matter what, they have a daily loss limit. And because they have a daily loss limit, their trades have a chance to develop, and they're not going to blow their account because of a bad day or a bad trade. So that's the very, very basic idea. In the earlier videos, I've spoken about that. It would be a good idea to actually go through all of those videos. Number one, to give a few more views to this channel, but also because if you please hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button, because these are things that any trader starting out would do very well if they would listen to, in my humble opinion, which obviously I'm not qualified. I'm not a qualified or licensed investment advisor yet, so I cannot legally make any claims or give any investment advice. But from those traders that I've seen on certain websites, many traders that say they're profitable just do that so you sign up for their Discord or so you buy their course, and they're not really profitable. They are just marketing and lying. But from the traders that don't seem to be selling anything and that actually do seem to be profitable, they are hard and tough people. They might have a losing day, but they don't blow their account because of it. So these are the things that we're trying to work on in this program, not to blow accounts, not to be embarrassed, and if we have to be happy with the gains that they make, because they add up relatively quicker than we might think, and they can change our lifestyles and they can help us to be very good. So with that having been said, once again, a humble request, it doesn't hurt you anything, and it helps other people also. It for sure helped me, because I learn from all of you. I learn from anybody that could be listening to these videos. I would love anybody to be able to tell me, to give me any criticism, positive, negative. You can say it in a nice way, you can say it in a mean way. We have to be strong people, and we have to be able to take criticism. Anybody wants to give me criticism or let me know what they think about the trading plans, it would be very, very nice. And all right, so please let me know, and hopefully we will keep our eyes open for some more trades. Okay, so given that there was some buying going on, and I thought the overall market conditions, we could pull out a few ticks. So sometimes, I don't know if what I'm about to say is scientific. Probably all the time. I don't know if what I'm about to say is good, scientific, but that was actually a dangling modifier. What I mean was that I wasn't sure if I should put my entry at 325 or at 4 or 3. So I first had it at 325, and then I thought, no, let me put it at 3. And what happened was the price hit 325 and it got up a few ticks. So, but right before then, I'd moved my entry to 3. So it missed that. So I'm telling you this to the best of my memory. So after that happened, the price took a big move down, cleared out a whole bunch of these waiting buy orders. And then I thought, because the price had already hit a little bit above, I thought, let me just get out quickly and take my tick, because we're still up 3 ticks for the day. And that's what we did. And then also, again, right away, the price went up a few ticks, even past that. So look, I mean, this is a pretty good entry. So look how many buy orders are getting filled over here. All the people that were waiting to buy here, they got filled here. and even it got a second test, and it's still going up. So this was a good place for buyers to come in to the market, as we saw, and we were in and out fairly quickly with our tick. Okay, that was that trade, and hopefully we will be back for more. Okay, I'm gonna give myself an ROFL on that one. I'll tell you why. So when I signed up for this account about a month ago, and we had been making steady gains every single day, except the first like 2 days we had some bad trades, but it wasn't really our trading style. Now I got in over here, all right, and the price hit that one tick, but it didn't go through. So it hit my take profit, but it didn't actually meet it. So I had already seen that I'm for sure going to reset my trading account tonight because of this insane deal that Apex has. And so I already told myself that, it's kind of like I worked the whole month and then I'm going to have to cancel this account. Because if I cancel this account, then the monthly fees are going to be less going forward. And anyway, I'm about break even. I was actually a little bit ahead of break even. So as much as that's a double-edged sword, because if it's so easy to reset, then you don't have to worry about the pain of breaking your rules. Now, I had a very strong premonition that the price was going down, and still even might go down. But anyway, so I doubled down on the trade a few times going up here, and that's very, very bad to do. But because I know I'm going to reset this account anyway, I did it, and it ended up paying off. So I got 3 ticks on that trade, but this just wasn't, I guess, as good of an entry as I had originally thought for whatever reason, which is kind of interesting because if you look at the time of the day, there was enough buying going on. Maybe perhaps the reason why that wasn't so good is because it had kind of switched from buying to selling, and also it's kind of late in the day. 11:10 is kind of maybe past the time to stop trading, and we don't have the morning volatility to help save us from trades or to help pull our trades in the right direction enough. I mean, we were in take profit for a while, but we just couldn't get filled. So we see the overall Brownian motion of given the Brownian motion, it still seems like the market is going down to past where our entry was, and so therefore, because we shorted, it would have made money. That's what still very well might happen, but there's less of that movement in the later on the day progresses. So for these types of short scalps that we want to try to take, ES might not be the best security to trade for scalpers or quick people who want to take quick profits. So probably should have switched to a different market, but thankfully we were able to double down. People say not to double down. My humble opinion is that as long as you're close enough to your stop, so it might not hurt to double down, because then you only need to have the price move round about halfway, a little bit more to break even, and the overall extra loss is not so much. So again, you just don't want to hit your daily loss limit. So that having been said, what did we learn from that? We learned not to trade past, let's say, 11 o'clock. At least not to trade ES past 11 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to continue watching the market, and if we have a really good opportunity, then hopefully we will take it. And also, I'm just thinking if there's anything else we could try that would have prevented us from getting into it. See, I think overall it wasn't such a bad entry. Let's just see. I don't know. To be honest, I don't have such a good explanation as to why it didn't pull through that our take profit and take us out right away. it only hit our take profit, and we were not able to get filled. So, oh, you know what? Let me just see. Yeah, okay. So, to be honest, I don't have the best answer for that. And that's okay. You don't need to have all the answers. We just need to have proper money management, which we didn't really have proper money management like not doubling down, as I explained what my humble opinion is on doubling down. But we also explained why that was the case today, when anyway my monthly reset is coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to cancel this account anyway in order to go to a much better fee schedule, and hopefully all of my embarrassment will come from you, everybody watching this channel, and that will be my sting, and my sting won't be paying like an 80% off, which is what I was on, and now we can get like a 30% off, or even maybe do 2 accounts. You have to think about that. Okay, all right. I do have some other trading styles that I'm not currently journaling, but maybe I will do that too. Okay, all right. So hopefully, let's just keep our eyes open for the day, and thank you all for listening. So what that was the low of the day, actually, the overnight session. That's why I guess the price had difficulty going lower, or maybe the traders that had kind of like entered here and waited patiently for the price to come back down, they just wanted to get out. So this was already like a second retest of this level, and it was late enough in the day that we didn't have the overall momentum going through. So anyway, since then you see the price has come down. It did go past our entry. We could have maybe at least scratched. We could have, and it's very likely, I think, in my humble opinion, that the price will even go down a tick or two. So I think there, even if we would not have doubled down, we would have made money, but we did get out of the trade early. And it was not such a bad entry into actually what have happened. If I would have doubled down once, I guess where to do it would have been over at about 1106. If you want to compare your charts, or at least on NinjaTrader 1107. Let's just see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, so anyway, it would not have saved us from that difficult area and the patience needed in order to come back down to the price that we had entered. I just think that because there of the overnight of the long holiday weekend, and this lower level over here that happened at about 5 o'clock. So, and then you have the people trading off the hourly chart, or at least that, hitting this major supply area. So that's what the lower level was, and we did not have the early morning volatility to save us. And even if we did, this was less than our $500 so we loss, so we probably could have even saved it, because you see the low over here was 93.25 and our entry was 50. So we can look at a different chart, which I'm not going to pull up on the screen, and to see if there was likely that we would have been filled, which I don't think we would have been filled there. Oh no, there were 20 buy orders filled at that level. So okay, who knows? We also could have just been taken a 1 tick loss, which, I have a little voice in my head telling me that maybe that's what I should have done, taken that 1 tick loss, and assuming I would have stayed in the trade, taken a 1 tick loss, and then that almost positively would have gotten filled, instead of risking a much bigger loss. That could be something that was actually my elbow on the table. That wasn't a bodily sound, if in case you heard that through the mic. So that's something that sometimes I feel like I have to be honest with myself and take a small loss, because overall it's going to help us to increase our win rate. Even if we end up taking it like one tick loss, not the end of the world. We'll be back in profitable before we know it, according to the law of large numbers and how we see our trades have been going. And we just see this 39.25 level. If you look at what the price is doing, it's like dancing around there trying to break it. There's lots of buyers coming in, and there's lots of sellers trying to break it. So, and now we have passed it. Okay, so had we had we left our stop where it was and done nothing and had patience, this would have been a day where we would have gotten one tick. We actually ended up getting 3 ticks after, not including commissions. Obviously, there's a commission for each of the ticks that we took today. And that's actually just part of it. If we have our stops wide enough and we don't panic and we take trades with good entries that are going in the right direction, then hopefully we will be able to, at the very least, break even, which we did. So if now I haven't been really looking at the overnight lows, and I guess perhaps I've been relying on the extra boost that there is during the beginning hours of the day. So one reason I might not have taken a long, one reason I might not have taken a short over here is because if you look at the selling, there was a lot of selling going on over here. And then starting at about 10:55 already, there was some buying going on. So the sellers had not yet taken a foothold again, and that might have been wise then not to try to hope for the sellers to continue. And that's the reason the buyers started to come up over here, was because we were getting to that low. So that's actually something that maybe I should try to do, which should be to come in and mark the any strong points. Okay, so that's our thoughts of the day. Now we're going to go put our trades into our Excel sheet, and then we're going to try to make time tomorrow morning to mark any important points, maybe even some volume profile. Okay, so thank you everybody, and hopefully everybody has a wonderful day.